I've been a yoga teacher and a mindfulness coach for 45 years. I know that's a lot of years, but honestly, it's day by day. And no matter how many years it is, don't let that intimidate you into thinking that, oh my gosh, you should have started yoga sooner, or you have to be practicing for a really long time to get any benefits from yoga. None of that is true. It's really a moment by moment, being in the present moment practice. And what better time than now? That might sound a little bit scary. I mean, looking outside of yourself at some of the conditions that are going on around us right now, the present moment can feel like a scary place. But I'm going to suggest to you that no matter what the conditions are, no matter what is happening outside of you, in the present moment, you feel like yourself. It's usually these worries about the what-if-ness of these things that you hear in the news that may or may not be real, depending on what your point of view is. Right now, for this moment, let's just say that's irrelevant. These are conditions outside of yourself that you feel like you have no control over. And that feeling of not having any control, of worrying and wondering what's going to happen if this happens, when that happens, that's the sensation of not being in the present moment. If you think about it, when you consider the what-if-ness of situations, you're sort of projecting yourself into the future. And that is a future that may or may not ever happen, but as you project yourself with fear into the future, you are in the present moment experiencing distress. Now we know now, and it seems sort of obvious to some of you that I'm speaking to you, but I have to tell you that I'm old enough to remember when this wasn't a common truth. But we do know now that stress, things that affect your emotional state, send all sorts of things firing through your physical body that result in a kind of wear and tear that we call stress that's not good for your health. It actually interferes with your body's amazing ability to be healthy. See, we think often that the body, this physical machinery, gosh, I don't really love the word machinery because it's so much more, but let's just say that this physical meat bag that you have, we think of it as some kind of mechanism that we constantly have to be working on. We constantly have to be watching over to make sure that it functions properly. Well, the truth that we are beginning to discover, just as there was a time when we didn't think that stress affected the body and then we discovered differently, we are now beginning to discover that this body is a miracle of wealth, of health, wealth too, but a miracle that is constantly set up to move you towards well-being and healthfulness. And sometimes when we experience other than well-being, it's because we are interfering with our body's innate ability to be healthy. So maybe less interference is what's needed, less efforting to try to make your body look and feel like you want it to, and more allowing of your body to do its job. Those of you who know me know that I am a bit of a science geek, which is a little bit odd for a yoga teacher, but I do absolutely love, as we delve deeper into the micro universe with whatever tools we have to do that, fMRIs and really beautiful microscopes and Kirlian photography, we're beginning to notice through our scientific evidence that the body is way more than a collection of mechanical parts. It really is an entire cosmos going on inside your body, everything working in harmony, everything firing together, working together, communicating inside of you, all for the purpose of giving you a life that feels good. So if you can accept this idea, this radical idea that you are set up for health and well-being, that it is literally your birthright as you come into these bodies to experience a joyful experience of this physical plane through your physical body, then maybe you can just relax a little bit and allow this body to work for you. Instead of feeling, as so many of us do, especially as we age, we tend to feel that this body is some kind of an albatross, right? We have to drag it around all the time. We have to constantly take it to outside sources, outside medical professionals to check in on it at all times, to make sure that there's not something going on behind the scenes that's set to kill us. Maybe we can just flip that idea for a moment and now have scientific data that supports this idea that your body is genius. There are inner workings inside of us that we have barely scratched the surface of understanding. But as we delve deeper, what we begin to reinforce within our understanding is that this body is way more than a collection of organs and muscles and bones, that all of those parts are there as part of this amazing universe that exists inside of each of us, whose entire job is to keep you feeling beautiful and balanced and well at all times. So anything that you can do to experience for yourself this feeling of wellness, of wholeness, of, dare I say it, happiness. These are the medicines that you feed yourself in order to experience the wellness that is your birthright. Now, of course, when there are challenging conditions around you, that sense of wellness or certainty or groundedness, whatever it is you like to call it, might be a little bit more challenging to find. So for this time that we're together here in our midday Blissful Warrior yoga practice, I'm going to ask you to push aside all outside conditions. Just ignore them for this hour, just as you would go to a health professional to get some soothing, something to help you feel like you're well again. Let your medicine for this hour that we're together be that you are going to focus in here and not in outside conditions, at least for this hour. Of course, I would love to teach you to keep those outside conditions in their place so that they don't infiltrate into this amazingly sensitive universe inside of you. And as we go further into our midday Blissful Warrior practice, I will teach you some really wonderful practices that will help you deal with those what-if-nesses, that conditioned mind that wants you to be vigilant all the time and constantly worried and feeling like you have to figure everything out. I'll teach you some of those practices as we also have this experience of feeling your body and moving your body and enjoying your body. So if the idea of enjoying your body is a little bit foreign to you, if you have spent many years fretting over the state of your body, whether the way it looks or feels is what's got you sort of knotted up, that's fine. You are where you are, and any place that you come to this practice is your starting point, and from any starting point, you can get to wherever you want. I promise you this is true. I've seen it for 45 years, not only in myself, but in all of the students that I've coached, and there are thousands of them at this point. People are continually able to surprise themselves by their ability to feel good. And when you feel good, just watch the amazing echoes that will happen throughout your body and throughout your life. I'd like to suggest to you that you are, as I said, way, way more than this meat bag traveling through space. That's the very, very smallest part of what you are. You are energy. You are completely made of energy. And that energy is changeable way faster than this outer covering. So we're going to work from the inside out. And the point of this practice is to feel good. That's it. Feel good, and then begin to notice how that good feeling becomes the basis for your life. Those of you who know me know that I am a bit of a science geek, which is a little bit odd for a yoga teacher, but I do absolutely love, as we delve deeper into the micro universe with whatever tools we have to do that, fMRIs and really beautiful microscopes and Carillion photography, we're beginning to notice through our scientific evidence that the body is way more than a collection of mechanical parts. It really is an entire cosmos going on inside your body, everything working in harmony, everything firing together, working together, communicating inside of you, all for the purpose of giving you a life that feels good.